We are pleased to meet you today for this 30-minute webinar dedicated to the retail sector. Indeed, while traditional businesses continue to struggle against their online competitors, some are looking for services that exploit big data and personalization to increase online sales. During this webinar, we will go through first an overview. What are the challenges facing retailers? Then we will look after the use cases and growth levels resulting from analytics, and also which technologies and best practices to keep in mind. And finally, we will share a customer use case with regards to recommendation. To start this webinar, I am pleased to introduce you Emmanuel Dubois, co-founder of Indexima. Hello, Emmanuel.
Hello, Laetitia. I am Emmanuel Dubois, co-founder and general manager. I lead the relationship with our customers and marketing at Indexima. The retail and trade sector, like all industries, have seen data explode since the last decade. But what are the specificities of analytics in retail versus bank or versus industry and manufacturing? In fact, they have an older culture in that they manipulate the data since the advent of loyalty cards, for example, very popular for the last 20 years. The data warehouse is very much anchored in this business sector. On the other hand, they must face a dominant, even a predator player that is tackling in a very systemic way all the retail markets. Indeed, Amazon first successfully attacked the book market and then gradually all online commerce to now hold nearly 50% market share of e-commerce in the United States. As an introduction, we can ask the following question: how e-commerce retailers can cope with Amazon tidal wave by taking advantage of its big data? Can trade and retail continue to do business as usual? I think the time of competition has come. Indeed, the threat is present and no player is immune to a fall given the excellence in the execution capacity of Amazon and its cash reserve. If we look at Amazon's success keys, it's based on 3 pillars. First, a keen sense of the e-commerce experience, that is to say, the one who buys on the web. Second, a hunting cost-saving research. And then an interesting culture of innovation. By questioning the retailers, one realizes that their concerns are close to the virtuous model of Amazon. That is to say, first, innovation. Indeed, 75% of the retailers think that technology can bring new services. Second, digitalization is a key point, and AI can help them to speed up processes. And finally, for 80% of them, investing in intelligent data systems is a priority. How analytics is a crucial lever for many cases for retail use case. Real-time is a very critical notion in the world of retail because many use cases depend on it. Be it the analysis of customer behavior, the customer's acquisition or retention strategies, fraud detection, or a supply chain. But let's start with the consumer. A real ecosystem is born in the last 10 years around social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and others. And the social media is talkative. Many actors consumers, influencers talk, tweet about brand, retailers, about their product experience or buying experience. That constitutes a source of analysis and extraordinary influence. Retailers and brands understand this and seek to understand the impact of their brand. Retailers monitor sentiment online and respond in real time with relevant messages or offer. It's all about ingesting real-time and continuous data for a 360-degree view and responding. Automatic VOC, voice of the customer system, are becoming crucial to understand, analyze, and respond to consumers appropriately. Automatic and autonomous solutions with AI, artificial intelligence, are particularly suitable for managing the thousands and the hundreds of thousands of consumer interactions on the web. Let's talk about upsell and cross-sell. Upsell and cross-sell recommendation to consumer are the most widely used case of big data used in the retail sector. This allows retailers to increase their online sales by recommending relevant products and promotion in real time. They can recommend products based on what other similar customers have purchased. Amazon has widely popularized these systems. According to a 2018 study, more than 50% of consumers indicate that a recommendation improves their shopping experience, either to reinforce their first choice or to switch to the proposed alternative product. But on the contrary, 38% of the same consumers do not return to a retailer with recommendation that do not make sense to them. So right now, recommendation engine has become a commodity, but need to be adapted and relevant. Finally, the merger of physical and web purchase becomes key. This shows that our buying habits alternate or combine, depending on the case, the web and the physical experience. We are talking about phygital. Amazon spends billions buying physical store networks. There is the Whole Food Market purchase in 2017 for $13 billion, and the investment in Deliveroo last March around $600 million. Amazon is also developing several contactless store initiatives. This shows that only the web, which represents between 8% of the world trade market, will not be able to become a global player. And here, the traditional actors have a lead on the monster. They must maintain by taking advantage of their data, as Amazon does on the habits of its customer on the web. Fraud detection. Retail fraud can range from fraud in customer service, returns, and abuse to credit risk for larger purchases, such as discovery of fraud network customers on social networks activity. It can also be serious security breaches that endanger the private information of customers. Retailers need to protect their margin and reputation by proactively detecting fraudulent activities. Fraud represents 0.68 margin. When We know the obsession and billion investing to earn margin cents, the detection of fraud to earn this margin point should be key for merchants. And finally, supply chain optimization. In the supply chain, the data is big because of long-term sales and short-term stock to plan sales and order forecast, and often shared with suppliers. And this as precisely as possible at a lower cost. The search for quality at the best prices is an obsession. And the saving stories of cents won piece by piece at Amazon are legion. But the optimization of the chain is also the reduction of the waste by the analysis of the rate of sales by store compared to the size of the pallet and the duration of conservation in order to identify and optimize the product per store combination and avoid unnecessary losses by reducing cost and increasing profitability. The use of data in the supply chain is one of the key points in the absolute and endless search for cost reduction. Through these use cases, we understand why analytics as a whole, descriptive and predictive integrating model of machine learning is a strategic issue for CIOs. Now, I would like to share what constitutes for me one of the challenges of a data-driven organization, specifying the different use of analytics, what they cover, then the characteristic of a powerful data platform for an operational end-to-end data flow. Recent technological developments in terms of analytics classify them into three broad categories. First, modern BI platform. Modern BI technology are born to meet the demands of flexibility, fast data access, and advanced analysis. The term modern BI refers to the latest practices in terms of data governance by separating responsibilities within organization. Centralized governance by the IT department, I mean storage, access guarantees, security, etc. And the analysis, autonomous and decentralized data analysis in the business team, with the goal of making iteration fast around relevant and complete dataset. And next, predictive analytics. Predictive analytics is a form of advanced analysis that uses historical and more recent dataset to predict activities, predict behavior, and predict future trends. This involves applying statistical analysis techniques and automated machine learning algorithms to datasets in order to create predictive, prescriptive models and build conditional scenarios such as what will be the evolution of my sales in that product, in that shop, in Germany, in case of change of customer behavior, for example. Finally, augmented analysis. Augmented analytics is an automated approach to analysis through machine learning and natural language, NLP, and it announced the next revolution in the data and analytics market. And now, how to concretely implement these different fields of possible analytics within teams and for which population? First, an observation about the use of analytics in organization. Why being flexible and user-centric? Because today only some BA experts some business analysts and data specialists are the main users of data with advanced or even predictive analysis. This occupation dominates the adoption of and use of BI application and predictive analytics. And executive and manager use very little data in their daily decision. But a study done by MIT says that organizations whose decisions are derived from data analysis are much more productive and more profitable. So the data platform must be user-centric. Secondly, agile. How to define it? The term is used all the way. For me, the agility of the platform must be driven by two objectives. First, simplicity of the data flow, and then performance, the speed of data processing from end to end, from its collection to the ability of analysis by the end user. Data collection and data access is crucial for retailers who already manage a legacy that is often large and continues to accumulate millions of new data each month. An agile access and collection model are therefore fundamental. And finally, flexible iterative with go and force maturation on the data by the end user. Of course, you must ask yourself good questions, but usually the first answer leads to new question, and the answer after obtain new question. From many times in the cycle of iteration around the analysis by the data team to understand, to apprehend, and to mature the data. What does this multiple iteration around the data mean for the choice of the technological platform? Flexibility. Indeed, the data flow must also be flexible to support this successive iteration, to widen the search there, or to dig into the data in detail here. This is one of the major points to work for organization, because traditional BI chain has been rigid in the past, because built on needs of frozen reports in time. And that's a real paradigm shift. The data flow of a data-driven organization must be flexible to support this successive and fast iteration. Why fast? Because decision must be closer and closer in time. The months to wait are no longer acceptable by businesses. We speak in hours, in minutes, and even in seconds. And this is precisely Indexima's mission with its data hub. Indexima mission is to put data at the heart of data-driven organizations. The key benefits of a data hub that our customers are looking for with Indexima are of three types. First, have dashboard that load in less than 1 second, regardless of the data volume, in order to allow maximum of employees to make instant dashboarding without back and forth with IT. 2, allow IT to divide the cost of analytical infrastructure by up to 20, mainly in the RAM memory, which is very expensive. And finally, Indexima is agnostic of all data sources and all BI solutions, because data is diverse in source and plural in BI solution within main organizations. I will I would like to share with you a reference. BIOTOPia is a website that wants to democratize organic purchases. To do this, they build a big data system around consumer organic buying behaviors via a consumer panel sent directly to the cash register. In summary, it is the analysis of millions of cash receipts on nearly 100,000 references of organic products. When BIOTOPia must cope with a 10-time increase in their data volume while wishing to offer its retailer and distributor customer the possibility to analyze the organic purchase, is just impossible with their analytic platform put in place that combines data mart and cubes and complexity. As BIOTOPia points out, thanks to Indexima, they can now perform heavy and extremely fine queries, an analysis that was previously just impossible to perform on a volume of data collected 10 times greater than the past volume. And this without having to premature the data each time, which represents many days of work reduction. This is for analysts the possibility to be much more responsive and effective in doing dashboarding and data drill down. This is exactly what Indexima delivers to its customers, allowing analysts, managers to navigate freely in the data to make decisions and not spend their time discussing with IT around data model, data extraction, and cost.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. As we've seen, Indexima allows companies to instantly access all their data. Indexima currently supports companies including the leaders in the banking, insurance sector, IoT, media, retail, or public services sectors. The whole team remains at your disposal for any further information. Have a great day, everyone, and see you soon.